Hello everyone, back again with a Course in Miracles lesson 126. So we're on 126 today. My name's Janet Melody, and we are just getting deeper and deeper into these lessons, which are pretty much going over what we have learned, but it's going into far more detail now. It's really wanting us to, get a deeper understanding so that we can then start conveying how love is in the world. So let's deep dive into this one right away. So all that I give is given to myself. All that I give is given to myself. Today's idea, completely alien to the ego and the thinking of the world, is crucial to the thought reversal that this course will bring about. If you believe this statement, there would be no problem in complete forgiveness, certainty of goal, and sure direction. You would understand the means by which salvation comes to you, and would not hesitate to use it now. Yeah, if we could really understand what forgiveness means, like when we give, we receive. I know we've said this many times, but if we could really wrap our heads around it, because we think when we forgive somebody who's done a terrible, terrible act, it's like they're let off with that problem and that, they'll do it again, or, there's somehow, it's like punishment, we believe, will make them change. Whereas how do we know what love will do, Punishment could be why they are that way. They're suffering and separated. Love brings us back to the oneness. It brings us back to a peace in our minds. So when we can extend love, no matter what the circumstance, no matter what, and I mean, that is hard for this ego mind to wrap its head around because of the meanings and everything that we have put on the world. There is going to be some kind of thought process that will pop up and say, you can't do this, this is wrong, that's what will happen. But this is what this lesson is trying to convey to us today, that we need to give wholeheartedly. So let us consider what you do believe in place of this idea. It seems to you that other people are apart from you and able to behave in ways which have no bearing on your thoughts, nor yours on theirs. Therefore, your attitudes have no effect on them, and their appeals for help are not in any way related to your own. You further think that they can sin without affecting your perception of yourself, while you can judge their sin and yet remain apart from condemnation and at peace. So we do see everything as separate. That's why we're all in these bodies. There's bodies all over the place. It's like, of course we're separate. That's what the ego mind, of course we are. There's a body over there, there's a body over there. That's not me. I am a totally different body to that body, I have a totally different essence to that person. And that's how we have been conditioned to see the world, how we have come into being, and how we are now acting in the world and acting out that perception. When you forgive a sin, there is no gain to you directly. You give charity to one unworthy merely to point out that you are better on a higher plane than he whom you forgive. He has not earned your charitable tolerance, which you bestow on one unworthy of the gift, because his sins have lowered him beneath a true equality with you. He has no claim on your forgiveness. It holds out a gift to him, but hardly to yourself. So you've basically forgiven, but with a price, that you're better than them. It's kind of like that's how we see forgiveness. I will forgive you because I am higher, and when I forgive you, you will feel better about yourself because I am coming from an elevated state and you are down there. It's like, that's how we see it. Thus is forgiveness basically unsound, a charitable whim, benevolent yet undeserved, a gift bestowed at times, at other times withheld, unmerited, withholding. It is just, nor it is fair that you should suffer when it is withheld. The sin that you forgive is not your own. Someone apart from you committed it, and if you then are gracious unto him by giving him what he does not deserve, the gift is no more yours than was his sin. If this be true, forgiveness has no grounds on which to rest dependably and sure. It is an eccentricity in which you sometimes choose to give indulgently an undeserved reprieve. Yet it remains your right to let the sinner not escape the justified repayment for his sin. Think you the Lord of heaven would allow the world's salvation to depend on this? Would not his care for you be small indeed if your salvation rested on a whim? You do not understand forgiveness. As you see it, it is but a check upon overt attack, without required correction in your mind. It cannot give you peace as you perceive it. It is not a means for your release from what you see in someone other than yourself. It has no power to restore your unity with him to your awareness. It is not what God intended it be for you. So this way of seeing forgiveness is not how it's intended. It is totally inaccurate. It is totally created by a separated mind that wants to keep everything separate. So forgiveness has become this real dividing force, and it's not the way it's meant to be. Not having given him the gift he asks of you, you cannot recognize his gifts and think he has not given them to you. Yet would he ask you for a gift unless it was for you? Could he be satisfied with empty gestures and evaluate such petty gifts as worthy of his daughter? Salvation is a better gift than this. And true forgiveness as the means by which it is attained must heal the mind that gives, for giving is receiving. What remains as unreceived has not been given, but what has been given must have been received. It's so hard, isn't it, to get your head around this? And true forgiveness as the means by which it is attained must heal the mind that gives. For giving is receiving. What remains as unreceived has not been given, but what has been given must have been received. Today we try to understand the truth that giver and receiver are the same. You will need help to make this meaningful because it is so alien to the thoughts to which you are accustomed. Yes, indeed. But the help you need is there. Give him your faith today and ask him that he share your practicing in truth today. And if you only catch a tiny glimpse of the release that lies in the idea we practice for today, this is a day of glory for the world. Give 15 minutes twice today to the attempt to understand today's idea. It is the thought by which forgiveness takes its proper place in your priorities. It is the thought that will release your mind from every bar to what forgiveness means and let you realize its worth to you. So it's kind of like we've got to erase how we see forgiveness right now. We just got to let it go and have a totally empty mind. Then sit and give yourself 15 minutes to receive the truth of what forgiveness is, to know that to give is to receive. It's the same thing. So when you give, you're receiving. At the same time, boom, that's exactly the same thing. So when you give, you receive. When you give, you receive. Can you comprehend that? So that's what we're requiring to do today. So in silence, close your eyes upon the world that does not understand forgiveness and seek sanctuary, in the quiet place where thoughts are changed, and false beliefs laid by. Repeat today's idea and ask for help in understanding what it means. Be willing to be taught. Be glad to hear the voice of truth and healing speak to you. And you will understand the words he speaks and recognize he speaks your words to you. As often as you can, remind yourself you have a goal today, an aim which makes this day of special value to yourself and all your brothers and sisters. Do not let your mind forget this goal for long, but tell yourself, all that I give is given to myself. The help I need to learn that this is true is with me now, and I will trust in him. Then spend a quiet moment opening your mind to his correction and his love. And what you hear of him you will believe, for what he gives will be received by you. So that is our practice. 2 15-minute practices to sit down, lie down, whatever's best for you. Close your eyes remove yourself from this world of forgiveness the way it is seen, and repeat the words that it's saying here, if you can keep them in your mind. All that I give is given to myself. The help I need to learn that this is true is with me now. So what you're saying is, I'm learning that to give is to give to myself, that the help is here to show me this truth, and that you will trust in this truth. That is reality. That is the real wisdom, the inner wisdom that is going to transform your world and the world around you. So yes, a deep lesson of forgiveness and of understanding that giving is receiving. That's it. Giving is receiving. It's like when you say give, you're receiving. So if you can think of the two as one, like that one word is the same word that has been split, but it's not really split. It is the same thing. So each time you give, you're receiving. Each time you give, you're receiving. I know I'm going on and on and on. It's just like the more we repeat this to ourselves to really derail the ego thinking. That's what we need to do, is like trying to get out of that old way of thinking. That's the old way of thinking. Think the new way. Bring the new way in. Open your arms, your heart, your mind to this wonderful source that is going to show you this is the truth. This is how the world really is. The way we've been living is not the right way. Let's get back into right-mindedness. So enjoy the practices, and yeah, we'll be back tomorrow as always for another lesson. Thanks for being here and enjoy. Take care. Bye.